The new addition to G Unit. Kid
Glad to be here.
Yeah, Kid is probably the hardest working guy in the outside of Buck. Buck been working real hard. Yeah, like and Gay Banks do things differently, so they are more in the actual recording studio at home a lot. But you see them out and about all the time, and it's been fun. It's not like music is back to being what it was for me in the very beginning, where it's not like it doesn't feel like work. It's the Whistle While You Work concept, where we're enjoying ourselves so much in the studio that it's fun to do it. So it doesn't matter if we see the same returns that we saw in the very beginning. In fact, we can't see those returns. You know, you can't sell 13 million records on CD now. You know, that first album is a big enough setup for us to move forward and do everything that we want to do now. So the coolest part about it is the difference in the process, because now that everyone is more seasoned, they take the lead on different songs. Like you can hear it, that they had the lead on the records, and then I kind of fell back because I didn't want to push myself to the front of the records or to actually do different things. So everybody had their moments on this actual project, and these two EPs pushed my album back. You know, it was I had to, because we just did the Summer Jam, and the momentum was there. And if I released my album and then went on tour as a solo artist, by the time I came back, how excited would everyone be about G Unit being back together? It wouldn't be current. It'd be like maybe 6 months later, we're talking about the first EP from G Unit. You know, so I had to do that right away. And then this is still not the G Unit album. This is what happened the first 2 weeks that we were together in the recording studio. So when we start to build material that I feel like is ridiculously good, I put it on the side and accumulating the material that I felt like would be a classic album from G Unit as a whole. You know, so it's a process. Like with Get Rich or Die Trying and stuff, it's very, very rare that you find that much production in one spot, like one producer. Look at all those classic albums. Look at It Was Written, look at Reasonable Doubt, look at Get Rich or Die Trying, look at The Carter, look at those records that we just stood out. And you see it's various production, and if you ask the artist, it was a big time period that it took for them to accumulate the music and sequence it the way it was for it to be what we consider a classic album. If you just walked into a room, you'll hear a producer play some really hot tracks. It'll be 5, 6 tracks, but only one of those belong on that classic. You see what I'm saying? So it's a process, and you sort out what goes and what doesn't go, and that's what's been happening. But you know, I love to answer the questions now.
What's up, y'all? Y'all good?
Yeah.
Dale Robinson, Vibe Magazine. For one question. Like, what did y'all learn anything about yourselves recording this mixtape?
Well, I learned that it's cool to let everybody just do what they want to do, and then sequence it. So they know when we listen to the song finished in the recording studio and it's a 2-track, that it's not the song yet. Like when we're gonna move things around, change it, sequence it, and make the best record out of it after we have it. There's songs that I wrote verses to that I said, just take that verse over, we don't need it. And let the song end at 3 minutes and 30 seconds instead of it being 4 minutes and another chorus playing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't need you to hear me so much on this because I'm getting ready to come with my album.
Well, I didn't really learn anything new. I kind of knew what we all could, bring to the table. It was just a feel of what it was like in the beginning, to come back and be able to go in there. It's one thing to work in the studio, we all have rats, but to get in there and to get different direction from 4 different people, or 5 different people is a whole other thing. So it's something you always look forward to. You had a good time.
I could say that I learned that you can't put a limit on yourself. You can't put a limit on your abilities. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought that, like, coming into the group and recording with them, like, I knew I was good, but really being on track with them making me sound great. You know what I'm saying? Y'all hear me? I'm going crazy on these things, man. Y'all hear me? Like, real talk. Shout out to y'all, you know what I mean? Y'all bringing it out of me. You feel me? The beats, man, March 3rd. For real.
I just learned consistency the key to everything. Don't focus on one record. You make 1 million records in one night. Just keep working.
Oh man, I learned. I think I learned.
Stay out of trouble.
Yeah, that too. Nah, I learned to believe a little bit more in myself. You know, everything, all the material that y'all been hearing from Young Buck, everything, every verse, everything from the Before the Beast mixtape, everything that you hear, I haven't wrote. You know, I haven't picked up a pen and a pad at all. So I just learned to trust myself a little bit more and go in that booth and just do what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? If it feels right. So that's really my recording process. I've been following that process, and it's kind of been working. It's a little exciting for me.
Would you like to see someone else like it, or you know, like they didn't even think your girl was cute till they saw you with her. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know how that go, like, and vice versa. You look really good now that you're with her. You know, so it's a different time. So you gotta make the adjustments and do it. Like if you think about the records that were played that we would consider hip hop music, and I say that specifically because it feels like our culture's emerging as far as R&B and hip hop music is concerned. When you hear Trey Songz new hit single, be Biggie Smalls' old record, it says that the content from an R&B artist is not necessarily love anymore, and it's come over to what we would say for shock value in hip hop culture, and the aggression in hip hop culture is risen even further to the point that I just caught a body about a week ago. You know what I'm saying? It's that, and I'm in love with cocaine. you realize the shit that we actually say on these records now is different, and these songs are growing in reverse. They're starting in the nightclub and then going to radio. After months and months and months of time, when it used to be the song is serviced to radio and ends up being a hit in the nightclubs. You know what I'm saying? So it's a different approach marketing-wise that we have to pay attention to, so we can, you know, accomplish the goals that we want on that actual front. So you'll see me use different approaches marketing this music to do it. And you got guys that aren't seasoned artists, they haven't been bumped around in the process. Like he's been through different things. He's been in different camps.
People forget about the grind. You know what I'm saying? I think people overlook the grind that you're doing. You
that
know,
part of it.
Yeah.
That part of it is what is going to allow more one-hit wonders into our culture. Because you have an opportunity to put that good song out there for us to embrace it and let it turn into a hit record, but you haven't been bumped around until you're good enough to make the next song and the song after. You know, and what Ye said by saying he knows not to fall in love with the music, that's a lesson that I learned from Jam Master Jay. He said, I'll have your hit record playing, go, yo, this shit's hot. And we go, turn that shit off. Yo, what other stuff? And you'll be like, what? What the fuck you turn my shit off for? That was my one. I was one right there. And I'm like, man, turn that shit off. You need another one. Because if that record is what we think it is, we need another one. You know, and while you're in the right mental space, let's move to the next music and see what comes out. You know what I mean? Because it can happen in, like, my second album, The Massacre, I approached it, I wrote 12 songs in 3 days. 2 verse songs, and I was going to go back to fix the verses, to re-evaluate what I said on those verses, because I just wrote what came to me firsthand. And because I got a phone call from Jimmy Iovine, that record turned into Game's first album, the documentary, and went on to sell 5 million records. You see what I'm saying? And then after I did that, because I was really approaching my second album saying I'm not going to do anything sexual on the record. So it's How We Do, Hate It or Love It. You know, it was different, more personal, but it was a different kind of record. And then after I did that, I said, okay, I'm gonna go stick to All Reliable. And I went back to Candy Shop and just a little bit, and the things that work with no problem for me, like AO Technology. That kind of energy, but those were all sexual records. And they worked the same, and it was cool for those to come. I knew they would cut through while that other music was playing. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that I'm Grown record, I do what the fuck I want to. I'm grown. I got my own house. You know, there's reasons why you would relate to that, even if you got a one-bedroom apartment. If it's yours, you gonna hear that motherfucker and feel like this is my song, you make this shit for me, and if you don't like it, you can get the fuck out. That's just that. Like, and everybody that's of age, everyone that's in the nightclub environment should actually be that. Should be grown.
Should.
You see what I'm saying? You should have already. We need your identification, please.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to do it, but I do what the fuck I want to. I'm a child. That either I could get.
Yeah, you need to be in the Scared Straight program. You need to put your little ass in the Scared Straight program. But that one, you know, it reflects a little bit of maturity there before going into some of the other stuff. And I mean, there's a million other things that we could have used, you know, to write the records and make aggressive stuff. Like there's a record out there I really like from it's a kid out of Far Rockaway. Yeah, Monolo Road. That Run Ricky Run.
Brooklyn.
Yeah, I like that. I like that song. From Brooklyn?
From Marcy.
Yeah. He's from Far Rockaway.
From Marcy.
He's from Far Rockaway, trust me. He's from Far Rockaway. But what's his name? You know, I know Brooklyn won everything. Are you telling me? Nah, it's another Queens one. You got yeah. That was part of why I like the record. You know, but that I just got really excited listening to a Nas record. It was the rappers that won't be flipping with the funky rhythm. I'll be kicking musician, the flipping composition. The thing on the Scarface, the cocaine, pulling the M16. It's classic music, man. I know your verse. I know that song. I know his verse. You know what I'm saying? Because Nas was that guy at that point. And at that point, that was it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we all have, like, I don't have favorite artists, I have favorite moments from artists. You know what I mean? Like, whether it's Tupac moments, big moments, or like, all of them had moments that you had to stop. Jay too. You know what I'm saying? Chill. Love, we're from Mars and Side, they that nice. You gotta love it. You know what I'm saying? It's just, that's real hip hop. That's hip hop music. I don't know about some of the other shit, but that's it. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like other things are maneuvers, moves. You know what I'm saying? And you got some of the smartest guys out here, and we underestimate it a lot. You know, because we don't follow the dress code. You got some people who gauge a person's level of intelligence on whether they have an associate's, bachelor's, or master's degree. But those people who were the A students in those classes could easily be pointed out as people who are conditioned for the schooling system and comfortably functioning in that position and retaining information long enough to pass midterms, but not necessarily using or internalizing the things that they actually have. And that's why they don't go as far as you expect them to go in their fields. Good things will come out. Like Banks will say, the process is never over because it'll be to the deadline we write. Because there'll be a song that comes out at the very end that's like, ooh, this better than all of those ones we just put there. Move that off, put this here, and they got current, like the punchlines and ideas on it are current, so it's exciting for the artists, and they want to put that on there.
Well, and you know, we all got our solo tape gonna be dropping. You know what I mean? Street Fame gonna be dropping. Yeah, you got Hands gonna be dropping.
Before the Beast,
Cold Corner 3 gonna be dropping. Before the Beast is out now. You could get that right now.
Yeah, it's free.
On every mixtape site out right now. Before the Beast.
I thought free was the right price. Free was the right price. You got a song, Buck got a joint on there. I sequenced the tape. I'm not on it, but I sequenced it because I want to listen to it and make sure it's right before everybody else heard it. So I sat there, the song, Life for This. That joint, to me, that's like one of those joints we listen back to and regret putting it out for free. I think it'll start to take off in a different way, and we may have to do something with it.
because people will gravitate to it. Well, we're gonna be performing it like it wasn't on the mixtape because the song is a good song.
Energy is crazy on that job.
Yeah, but you got
Tell them about the tape,
the
bro.
features and stuff on there. So,
You tell them about your line, you said.
oh shit.
Yeah, you talking about the tape. Tell them, listen. This dude right here, he was one of the most humblest artists that I've ever met in my career, which is a good thing. But before I even tell y'all anything about the mixtape, this line that he put on the mixtape, just tell me what y'all think about it. What's my favorite bar?
I say,
Say the verse.
man, this shit too real. Too much beef, I need 2 grills. I can't be swinging at you, I'm banging at you, I'm too lil. Get your mama killed with dollar bill. Just crapped out, you don't know how I feel. Strap up and walk back up, you know how it is. Lay it down, nobody move, don't make a sound. Get your daughter drowned. Prayers go out to Bobby Brown. You think I got time to take a loss for this? You know how many guns I done bought for this? Your head coming off for this? I worked hard for this? I'm hard to hit. Killers on call for this? Used to play hard to get, now I'm hard to miss. Alright, we gonna look at this before the beats, man.
That's the energy I like bringing out of my brothers like that. But the Before the Beats mixtape, it's just a mixtape. Honestly, it was put together. I give all the props to Banks because we was collectively, just riding around my city in Carricksville in my truck. And you got Banks in the front seat, Kid and Ye in the back. And we just swinging around and I'm playing music. And Banks was like, yo, Buck, man, enough is enough, bro. You tripping. And I thought, like, yo, what did I do to me? Is my seat back too far in his legs? And he was like, nah, man, it's just, you got too much music, bro. We got to go. And then Ye was like, yeah, bro, like, man, yeah, now's the time. And I'm like, you know what? We do got a little bit of gap in between, you know what I'm saying, before March the 3rd get here. So I went to put the records together and we came up with the project and, shout out to Lil Boosie, Trader Truth, Cap One, Yo Gotti, as well as my brothers and all of them is on the tape. But, I didn't want to put more than 7 songs on the material being that we actually got this, The Beast is coming and it'll be on iTunes. So we wanted to give the fans something, let you give to get. You know how they go? So it's like, yeah, man, we're gonna go ahead and give these people something. And it's doing well. If you haven't heard it, make sure you go get it. Right now, I think it was the perfect setup for us all to get the cold corner out of Lloyd Banks. You know what I'm saying?
He'll see them playing Buck and then want that. Like, oh no, they're supposed to be playing me. They got this weird little competition going on all the time.
We have this friendly competition. We our own competition, which is a good thing. Like, everybody want to show up. When you're amongst a group that's this talented, everybody wants to show up. We all want that camera to pay attention to us. You understand what I'm saying? So just having that in them, we all had that little inside, nothing personal, nothing in a negative way, but it's like, yeah, I'm coming. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Banks is poised. He's like one of them dudes where, I would say he just wants everything
Don't be
right.
nice to him because he's not trying to be like on the level. Of course, the record. He's trying to make his part the brightest part. You know what I'm saying? Like, so why he's doing that? Like, that's the. It's been it's the way hip hop was from the very beginning. It's that competitive that everybody's doing that regardlessly. But when you actually gotta make a song, the content has to fall the right way for it to be a good record. This is why I move them around and sequence it, so I hear the things I need to hear throughout the song to feel like it went up, going this way instead of it going the other way. Like it start here and then it drops. And you got leaps. It could be better if you balance it, if you move those verses around and people, it completely feels different, the content.